Hello, my name is Nick, and welcome to Watch This Now. Saturday is Shudder-day, so that means that I'm taking a look at a title on the horror streaming service Shudder, and I'm going to decide whether or not it is worth a recommendation. Nightmarish Cinema is a horror anthology that comes to us this year from Mick Garris, a guy who has been behind a whole ton of cool horror stuff, including the short-lived but beloved Showtime anthology series Masters of Horror. And here he brings together, once again, several good directors like David Slade, Joe Dante, and others to contribute segments of little slices of horror to this overall anthology. That is about a mysterious and deadly movie theater that when people pass by, they end up sucked in and end up seeing their own fears brought to life on the screen before them. And then also there's Mickey Rourke playing like an evil projectionist. It is something else. Horror anthologies are a tricky thing, honestly. Many say that they are only as strong as their weakest story. So it's so hard to find one that really has just all good stories. I like Creepshow, but even that one, I mean, it's really cheesy, you know what I mean? But ever since Trick or Treat came out several years ago, over a decade ago, we have gotten more and more entries in the horror anthology subgenre with varying results. There have been a couple good ones. I know Holidays is one that I like. I like Holidays. Find that one if you can. But a lot of them are just kind of middling. I really love the idea from a storytelling perspective of taking little bite-sized horror and giving it to the audience. You know, we don't really have enough short-form content, and I'm actually hoping that with these streaming wars, we actually get a place to display shorts. If you go to a film festival, there's all different kinds of short films that play. Where do you ever see shorts? Like, none of these streaming services have shorts. Hey, Shudder, remember when you had a collection of shorts? Maybe do that again. That would be cool. Give a home to all of the filmmakers who are trying to get their work out there. I think that there could be a huge audience for this kind of thing. However, we don't really get that, so those things really don't have anywhere else to go, and these anthologies kind of slip in and offer that safe space for them to go, and I like that. I like these short stories. Myself as a storyteller, sometimes you just have an idea that is not a full feature-length story. It's just maybe 10 to 20 pages, and that still can be a good story. As for Nightmare Cinema, I think it's going to work as well as any anthology does for you. It depends on how you take it. If you like to just see a bunch of little stories that come together, cool, you might enjoy it. For me, I don't really think any of the stories really stuck out to me. I don't want to spoil any of them. I don't want to talk about them because I just went in blind and thought, sure, I'm just going to see a bunch of little horror stories. Wow me, Nightmare Cinema. And I found it only slightly entertaining. And again, I'm a horror guy. I can get into anything. And a lot of it was just kind of like, yeah, there's something on TV. I do think that there was a lot of good effort put into this. Some decent acting, really good effects, I have to say. And you can tell that the directors are really working with their passion. And some of the stories are quite interesting. But none of it really rises above, honestly, mediocre to me. I think Nightmare Cinema is one that if you need something to watch on a rainy day, you just want to watch this type of film, hey, it's there for you. It's there on Shudder and it exists. But for me, I would say save this one for that rainy day. You could watch something better. I would recommend holding off on this. You can skip it if you're not into horror anthologies. Of course, I think you should give it the attention, but if you think it's not going to be for you, then just don't even bother. I think it's just middle of the road fine, and that is okay. That means some will like it. That's totally understandable if this is your thing. I get it. For me, it's just kind of like, eh. So I'm going to give Nightmare Cinema a 2.5 out of 5. I think that it is, again, just a middle-of-the-road film. It honestly suffers from the same problems that most anthologies do, and just that about half of it is good. So it gets a half grade, basically. Those are my thoughts on Nightmare Cinema. Tell me, what are your favorite streaming titles on Shudder? What would you like me to cover on a Shudder-day review? And what do you want to see on this channel? What kind of recommendations do you want me to cover? More streaming, more theatrical, more retro? You let me know. Subscribe to watch this now, like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video.